Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be talking about my day 3 in Japan last May. So for those who watch my day 1 and day 2, you'll know that on these couple of last days, my first destination in Japan was Hokkaido, where I stayed about a week. And so this day 3, I'm still in Sapporo, but we are going on a day trip today to this lake or pond, called Shirogane Pond, which is a blue pond that is quite famous in Sapporo, or in Hokkaido, The other thing that I'm doing this time around is that I'm going to get my Google timeline out as well, because for most of my trip to Japan, I've been using the Google Maps to get me everywhere pretty much. It's pretty accurate, it's pretty easy to use, and it's pretty straightforward. You can't get anything wrong on it. It's got pretty much all the information you need, which train to transit, which time, which platform, and it's got the Japanese as well as the kind of English translation of it, or reading underneath it as well. So yeah, I've been using Google Maps to travel around Japan a couple of times actually before. There are other apps that you can use, but I think this one is fairly straightforward and easy, and you can save all your, food places and things you want to visit there and get there just within one app. So yeah, and then on this Google Map feature, in the Google Map, you can also have a feature called a timeline, where it basically kind of records everything that you've done that day and how you got there and things like that. So for day 3, like I said, we went to this Shirogane pond from our hotel in Sapporo. We took basically the train to Sapporo station, which is a bigger station, and we took then, let me just check because it looks really confusing here. So it was at Sapporo station. We went and took the train to Asahikawa station, which is another big kind of city in Hokkaido in general. I don't think we had any tickets booked on the JR Pass. So this was actually, I think, the first time where we actually used properly our JR Pass, because we were using the JR trains. Yeah, I don't think I'm just gonna try and look for all of my ticket trains, but I think, yeah, it's only when we really went to Tokyo that we had to really use it. So, but we used the JR Pass to get to Asahikawa station, and then from Asahikawa station we got onto a little smaller train to go to Biei station. I think all of that overall took about 2 hours, and then what we did is then we took the bus to the Shirogane Blue Pond. So like this area, I'll show you basically. For breakfast we went to the station and got some donuts to try. I don't know what the name of the donuts were called again. Mr. Donuts, I think? Yeah, Mr. Donuts, which has got a couple of shops everywhere around Japan anyways. But yeah, we went there to get breakfast. I took the train for about an hour and a half, and then another smaller train, like I mentioned, to go to Biei. And then you can see already, as soon as you leave the station, the train station, you can see already right ahead all the snowy mountains. I'll put a picture. Like, this was just literally the view as soon as you got out of the station, which was pretty cool. And then not too far from there, there is a bus stop that will lead you all the way to the Shirogane Blue Pond. I am not sure again of the bus on there. Let me just see if I've got a number for the bus or anything like that. I don't think it says anything. I'll put it on the description below and you can have a look. The only thing with the bus is that usually in the bigger cities you can use your IC card to tap on and off, but I think because it's a smaller city kind of thing, it didn't work with IC cards, so you had to pay in cash. And I believe the whole trip from Biei station to the Shirogane pond was about 1,000 and maybe 500 yen or so. So yeah, make sure you've got enough cash. You can change your bills if you need to at the bus, but it was just easy to get everything ready. For those who don't know how it works, I think there are different ways, there are different methods. Some buses you kind of pay already at the start and that's it. It's the same price for everything. But most of the buses, depending on how far you go, obviously the price will get more expensive, and they've got this kind of TV where it shows you, depending on where you're going, how much it is. It's really hard to explain, but basically you get on the back of the bus. A lot of people think it's at the front, but it's actually at the back of the bus. You get in, you get this little ticket that they've got hanging. It's got a number there. Just keep an eye on that number, and that will show basically, so you've probably at the first stop, and then you're gonna go to all the different stops. At every other stop it's gonna update, and let's say you stop at this station and then you keep an eye on your number, and then that's how much you pay. It's really hard to explain. I've read about it as well, and it wasn't until we actually got on the bus that it made sense. But on most buses where you don't have to think about it, you just use your IC card to tap on and off. And then there's some other buses where you just, it was just very strange. I think it depends on whenever you're in a different region and things like that. Anyways, so we took the bus. That was probably about half an hour, and then we started seeing the snowy mountains closer and closer to where we were. Along the way you've got some ski resorts and things like that as well, but obviously I think the period or the season was already over, but you could still see proper snow on the mountain. It felt like I was looking at Mount Fuji. That's how much snow there was, and that's actually how cold it was. Anyways, when we got to the Shirogane Blue Pond area, it's basically there, so you just cross the road, cross the parking lot, and get there, and you'll see, I think we got there probably at around 9 o'clock, so we got there quite early. There was already some people and some tours and things like that, but nothing too crazy either. And you've got a little map of everything. It's, to be honest, not a very big area. It's only the pond nearby, and then that's pretty much it. There's nothing really more to walk around unless I didn't know about it. There are, I think, some hot springs further down if you keep going with the bus that you're taking. So yeah, basically at the beginning we were like, oh, I don't know, we might not see, like when we saw the pond I was like, oh, it's not very blue, and I was getting a bit disappointed, but I thought, oh, maybe it's because of the weather. Sometimes you might not get it fully at the right kind of blue depending on the season and things like that. So I was a bit reluctant. I'll show you when I first saw it how it looked, and then as we got along the pond we were like, oh, okay, no, it is getting bluer, and it's definitely what you would expect from the blue pond. So we were getting a bit excited about it, and we were really happy at how it looked. The weather was really pretty as well, like again, blue sky. You still had some clouds, but it was still really good. It wasn't too cold even though we were near the mountains. So yeah, took a lot of pictures just around. People were walking along anyway, so you had some times to take pictures because people were taking pictures ahead of you as well. So yeah, lots of pictures around the blue pond. Very nice, calm atmosphere. For those who don't know, actually the blue pond is an artificially made blue pond because of a dam that they've got nearby where they've put some things in it. That's why it makes it blue. But nothing, you know, it still looks nice anyways, especially with those, I'm not sure what kind of trees they are. At the moment in May, there was nothing really blooming at that time, but I know that it's quite famous in winter when you've got the snow, the white snow with the huge blue pond. So yeah, I really found it really pretty. I took loads of pictures, selfies and whatnot. So yeah, again, as kind of maybe by 10:30 there started to be a lot more people coming around at the back as well, so it was good that we went in early. I think what time did we start our trip? I think we were there, yeah, we left at around 6 o'clock. It wasn't even 7 yet. We left early to get to the Sapporo station, and yeah, so took really a lot of pictures there, as many as we can. And then you've got a different area where you could see a bit more of the pond, so it kind of goes in a kind of not a circle, but like a wide side, and then a kind of on the side photo or a view of it. So yeah, you can definitely take a lot of pictures there and without having people around it anyways. So we did that, and then you can see right next to, by the end of that pond, you can see where the dam is and where the water is going through, and you can also see the snowy mountains at the top there. I don't know if I've got a video of it, but you could still like literally see, as the wind was blowing, the snow kind of blowing through as well. So very cool. There's an area where you can kind of walk around. I think a lot of people were renting bikes and things to cycle around the area. But yeah, there's an area where you can walk near, just along the dam, but nothing really much there, to be honest with you guys. So yeah, I'll just put a picture of me where I started. It was getting really hot by 11 o'clock and I was literally just wearing a t-shirt. Like I had the heat tech, the Uniqlo heat tech inside, but I was just wearing a t-shirt. It was just hot. So people were asking me, I'm like, wasn't it cold because the snowy mountain was just right there? But it wasn't actually. And then we got to pretty much at the end, not at the end of the dam, but nearby where there was a bridge. So yeah, we just took pictures of the mountains there, and just, yeah, there was literally nobody around. There was some random people cycling, like to, you know, to even all the way to Biei and things like that, but yeah, we were not gonna do that. And then they've got this little shop just next to the pond where you can buy souvenirs and ice cream. I think I don't think they have hot food, but they've got ice cream. So I went and got this soft serve, which was a mix of blue and white. It obviously wasn't the best kind of ice cream. It's really commercial kind of thing. The blue tasted like the soda kind of thing, and then I've got the only one that was just the blue one with lots of little, I forgot what these sweets are called, but the little sweets, when you put it in your mouth, it kind of there's a bit of this tingling feeling. And it got a cookie of a fox as well. So yeah, we tried to walk around, but there was literally nothing, and there's only limited buses there as well. So we kind of basically just waited for the next bus to come. I think by the time we got there, we waited for the bus. It was probably around 12 or something, or at least 1 o'clock. So took the bus back again to Biei station. So there are a few different options. I think you can go to another station and then take the train, but the bus trip would be a bit shorter, but it's it's actually cheaper if you take the bus to Biei station and then use your Japan rail pass to go to that station. So that's why we did that. So we then stopped at Asahikawa station just to have lunch because it's a bigger city. We didn't really go out. We just went, as soon as you leave the station, you literally have a huge shopping center there. So we just went to the food court and had some light food to go for. I'll show you a video of the little train that we took from Biei to Asahikawa, which was really cute. It's not like your big trains in the big cities. It's only got like maybe a couple of seats, so not very big. Yeah, I had pepper lunch at the food court, and then I think my dad had like some rice bowls and things like that. Nothing too fancy for the lunch break, but yeah, just thought Asahikawa was really cute. It's definitely another city we want to explore next time, maybe when we got the chance to go back to Sapporo or Japan. But yeah, I think by the time we finished and we tried to go back to Sapporo, it was probably around the afternoon, and yeah, I took some kind of pictures of the sunset or whatever was left of it. And then when we went back to Sapporo, where we stayed at in Nakajima Koen, we went for another ramen place in the Ramen Yokocho, or the Ramen Alley, and this time we tried their Sapporo classic beer. So you might not know, but Sapporo beer is available around Australia, and I'm sure in other places as well. But the classic one, you can only find it. You can only find it in Hokkaido. So if you go anywhere else in Tokyo, you wouldn't be able to find it. And so yeah, we decided to have that, and oh my gosh, I think this is the best beer I've ever had. The Sapporo classic beer is so good. It was so refreshing, it's not too bitter but not too sweet either. I really liked it, and then my dad really liked it as well, which was surprising because usually he likes the more bitter beer. But yeah, we had ramen at this other place, and I think my dad had like a shio ramen. I had the buttercorn one, and I think my mom had shio ramen or something else as well. It's like something similar too. And then when we got back to the hotel for dessert, I bought from the Lawson that's right underneath the Ibis Hotel. I've bought this premium roll cake, which you can see on the screen, and it was pretty delicious for 155 yen, which is what, $1 or something so cheap, so good. Creamy. Obviously the cake is not as fresh, like it's not as good as your proper bakery cake, but still can't complain about a convenience store Lawson 155 yen cake. So yeah, hope you like this video. It's a bit shorter because obviously of the only place we went was the pond to look at the pond. But yeah, make sure you check out my day 1 and day 2 where I went to see the cherry blossoms, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time for another video. Bye guys.